All right, so there is the scent of barbecue in our All-State Showcase studio. That's always a good thing, and that is food from a brand new place that's called Q-BBQ. The owner is Michael LaPidus, who joins us in studio. You stopped by and visited with us on the WGN TV morning news this week and fed the entire motley crew there. And it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming in here.
Thanks so much, Dean.
Is it intimidating when you open a new barbecue place in a city like Chicago? It's got to be a little bit intimidating with the rich history of barbecue, and despite all the political discussions that we've had on the show and controversial subjects of the news of the day, frequently there is no more a heated discussion that we will ever have here on the radio than where is the best barbecue in Chicago. I mean, that brings out, polarization and, enemies on all sides of the aisle.
I think it does, but I think, like in politics and everything else, is, the cream of the crop rises. And so I do have to wholeheartedly say that Q-BBQ was one of the first. We started in the burbs in 2009, and we brought together all these different regions that were indigenous to barbecue, and we brought them together starting in LaGrange, then went to Naperville. Now we're doing the reverse commute, and we're coming into the city on Clark and Diversey, and it's really a great mix of all these great barbecue places from across the country.
So, that's unusual because most restaurants will stick with one style, and, they're sort of a Chicago style, but Chicagoans kind of tend to like a little sweeter, I think, more than, some other traditional styles of barbecue. But the nice thing about what you do is that, there's a lot from which to choose, right?
Yeah, we do both, and I think that's what sets us apart as well, is we dry rub all of our meat, but then we put a little bit of sauce when it goes out into the dining room. But we have 4 sauces on the table, so yeah, you're right. Chicagoans love to lather their meat in sauce. But we're staying authentic to the smoking of the meat, but then we're allowing you to put the sauce on the table or when you take it away.
What are the other styles? I mean, what are the other styles that you serve?
Well, we do the dry rub, which, is very popular in Texas and in Memphis. We have a Carolina sauce, which is vinegar, but we kick it up a little bit and put some more spices in there. We have a mustard sauce. We have your traditional Memphis sweet that Chicagoans do love. And then we also have a spicy sauce that we call our Texas spicy sauce that doesn't linger but gives it a big kick.
Is that mustard sauce? Is that characteristic of a certain barbecue style someplace in America? Or
it is. South Carolina, so the Carolinas are split into...
is that why they went north and south?
South and north and east and west.
It was because of their division over barbecue sauce that they had to actually split up the state because of that?
The backwoods of Carolina, they love just 3 different types of vinegar and red pepper.
Really?
Yeah, and they pour that all over the pork, which cuts that flavor of the pork. But then I think the more sophisticated people in the Carolinas started making a mustard sauce. And so we've taken it to a different level. We had 16 spices to our mustard sauce. Rosemary, cumin, all other secrets we can't go into.
Or you'd have to kill us.
What's really unique is in our LaGrange and Naperville location, mustard isn't that popular. We moved into the city, and it's the #1 sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think Chicagoans, have a sophisticated taste. They like to try new things. It's not just meat and potatoes. And that's one reason why we have a brisket sandwich that we smoke for 22 hours. But I was at Morton's one day, and I had a filet encrusted with blue cheese. And this was right before we opened Q. And I was like, we have to do that at our barbecue place. And so we have a brisket sandwich. We top it with blue cheese. We toast it on top of our brioche bun, and then we top it with coleslaw. So we have the plain sandwich that people are, used to.
Right.
But then we do it Q style, Chicago style, with our blue cheese and slaw.
Wow. And does that sell differently at your different locations also? I'm fascinated by this now that, you would think that there's sort of a Chicago flavor, a Chicago taste. But how interesting that the suburbs would be, that you would be able to gauge sort of the tastes of the suburbs versus the tastes of the city by the complexities of the sauces that you're serving. How interesting is that?
It is, and we're learning that. And I think our different plates versus sandwiches from the city to the suburbs. The suburbs love their sandwiches. The city loves plates of meat and two sides.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that say? We have to get a sociologist or somebody on this to analyze. I don't know what it means, but there's something that's pretty interesting about it. Most barbecue places also, that's their specialty, and that's what they serve. And just looking at your menu, it is vastly more complex than most of the menus that you see for barbecue places. For example, a smoked lobster bisque is not something that you find normally at a barbecue joint.
Yeah, and I think that's a main reason why I started Q as well. Is I love food. I am not a trained chef. I am a trained eater. And
I knew I liked you. I knew I liked you.
And I like a lot of different things. And so if you can stay true to the authentic smoking, but then mix it up and put a smoked lobster bisque, baked potato on the menu, why not?
Yeah. The other thing that I notice on your menu, and I think this may be the hottest, new food entree, even some restaurants, strictly being fried chicken places right now. That's seems to be the hottest thing in restaurants. And you're also serving a fried chicken at your restaurant. I mean, talk about a food that is, fell out of popularity and is coming back with a vengeance right now.
Yeah, we do, and we actually do a fried chicken sweet potato. So we don't serve fried chicken just plain. We take it and fry it in peanut oil after we, soak it in buttermilk and bread it. And then we put it on top of a sweet potato that's been smoked for 3 hours, and we put a little honey maple butter on it. This potato, Dean, will change your life.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. I was looking at your website, and it says Southern Fried Chicken, so that's why I thought that you served Southern Fried Chicken.
And then, something else that
I also see bacon macaroni on there. Please tell me that there is bacon and macaroni in that.
Well, the Chicagoans love bacon, and that is a huge thing. And so we try to put bacon on a lot of things that we do.
For example?
For example, we put it on, and we put it in our mac and cheese. We put it on top of our chopped salad. We do bacon. We're doing a bacon wrapped burnt end for a special coming up soon. So you're taking a piece of brisket that has been smoked for almost 26 hours, and then you'll wrap it in hickory smoked bacon.
Yeah, that just sounds like heaven right there. That just sounds like plain old heaven. Talking about the burnt ends, when you were at WGN TV this week, I had one of your burnt end sandwiches. And if you don't know what this is, that just sounds weird. I enjoyed your burnt end.
Thank you.
But I did. I enjoyed your burnt end. I'm man enough to say it. I did. Explain what this is.
Well, we do burnt ends correct. A burnt end is the brisket, which is beef, and we smoke it for 22 hours with hickory and apple. We then cut it up, we re-rub it, put a little of our Carolina sauce on it, we put it back in the smoker for 3 more hours. And here's how I can describe it. It is filet mignon meets beef jerky.
Yeah, that's really exactly what it was. There was that deliciousness and tenderness of the filet, but the crispiness and a little bit of the fight that you have with the beef jerky that was just fantastic on the bun that you were serving it on. Yeah, good stuff. Q-BBQ is several locations around Chicago. We'll take a break and talk more about it coming up in a second on WGN, 1228 on WGN. And here's a tip to you young broadcasters. When you're about to go on the air, it's probably not the best time to take a bite out of a chicken wing. You probably should allow yourself a little more time for something like that. Joining us in studio on our Food Time show today, Michael LaPidus, the owner of Q-BBQ, with locations, a brand new location that is in Chicago, but also a couple of suburban locations as well. These chicken wings, Michael, are stunning. Really, exceptionally different than most chicken wings that you find around the Chicago area. What are you doing or not doing to these things?
So we use a large chicken wing at first, and we brine them overnight in a buttermilk solution. We then rub them. We smoke them for a few hours. Then when they come out and ready for order, we put them into peanut oil, and then to top it off, we rub them again with our 13 spice rub.
Yeah.
And it caramelizes that chicken. The chicken isn't breaded, yet it feels very meaty.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I notice is it's not encased in breading like
Right.
most of them are, and then doused in sauce to hide the fact that there's too much breading on them.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like you feel like you're eating a piece of chicken with this, but the spices are absolutely amazing with this. I notice you've got like different styles of wings also on your menu, which is much like the barbecue that you're serving. You have you have spicy wings, but also Memphis wings. What is a Memphis chicken wing?
So the Memphis chicken wing is our original. It has our dry rub, and in Memphis, they do almost everything with a dry rub, and then you, again, put your sauces on. And so we're doing a hybrid of that as well at Q-BBQ. But we were asked over and over we need a spicy wing. So we took our rub and added some more spices to it, which then we do it as a rub as well. So, again, we don't lather that chicken wing in sauce.
Yeah, really, really exceptionally good. And taking notice, you're telling me about a Michelin list that you appear on with really some of the best restaurants in America, much less here in Chicago. A pretty nice honor for you guys.
Yeah, we are very excited that we were nominated and presented with the Bib Gourmand for 2 years. And the Bib Gourmand, a lot of people go, what is that? It's Michelin's rating for restaurants under $40 that provide great value, great service, and awesome food. And so to be honored by that twice is really unique. And we're the first barbecue place to be honored twice on that.
Wow, congratulations. I can see why with the quality of food that you're serving, how that would happen. Your new location in Lakeview is where?
It's Clark and Diversey, 714 West Diversey.
Okay, and your other locations, LaGrange and Naperville?
But both in downtown. We're downtown LaGrange where we started, and then we're downtown Naperville.
Okay.
Both just great communities.
Good deal. We'll be sending the sociologist out to analyze the eating habits of your customers.
It makes sense.
To figure it all out. And the website is it Q-BBQ.com?
It is.
Is that correct? Q-BBQ.com if you want to get some more information on that. Michael LaPidus is their owner. Fantastic food. Thank you for coming by.